Good day everyone. So today we tackled about the impact of culture in a workplace diversity. Under the impact of culture and a workplace diversity are the managing cultural diversity on a workplace, cultural trends, an example, seven dimensions of culture, Huston model of culture differences.
The impact of culture on workplace diversity is profound and multifaceted. Culture plays a crucial role in shaping attitudes, behaviors, communication styles, and organizational practices within a workplace. By recognizing and addressing the impact of culture on workplace diversity, organizations can create an environment that values differences, promotes equity, and harnesses the benefits of a diverse workforce. This requires ongoing efforts including education, policy development, and fostering a culture of inclusion at all levels all of the organizations. So managing cultural diversity in the workplace. Managing cultural diversity in a workplace is a multifaceted task that involves creating an inclusive environment where individuals from a various backgrounds feels valued and contributes their unique perspective. So in managing cultural diversity in the workplace, so there are 10 case strategies. First is the cultural competencies training. Implements training programs to enhance employees' understanding of different cultures, traditions, and communication styles. So, this cultural competencies training helps to reduce stereotypes and promotes effective cross cultural interactions. Next is the inclusive policies. So, develop and enforce policies that actively support diversity and inclusion. So this may include flexibility, a flexible work arrangement, anti-discrimination policies, and initiatives to address unconscious bias. Next is the third one is the diverse recruitment. Ensure diverse representation in recruitment process. So a diverse workforce begins with a diverse hiring practices, reaching out to a range of candidates and promoting equal opportunities. The fourth one is leadership commitment. Leaders play a crucial role in fostering a diverse workplace. So, in leadership commitment, so their commitment to diversity shall be evident in both words and actions, setting an example for the entire organizations. Next is the fifth one is the communication. So foster open and transparent communication. Encourage employees to share their perspective and experiences and create forums for dialogue that promote understanding among team members. Next is the employee resources groups or ERGs. Establish ERGs that bring together employees with common cultural backgrounds or interest. So these groups can provide support, networking opportunities, and platform for cultural celebrations. Seventh is the flexible work culture. Accommodate different cultural norms by promoting flexibility in work, hours, dress codes, and religious observance. So, this flexible work culture helps employees feel comfortable and respected in their cultural practices. Next is conflict resolution strategies. Develop effective conflict resolution strategies that address cultural differences. It can provide training on resolving and conflicts in culturally sensitive manners. Next is the ninth one is regular assessment. So periodically assess the effectiveness of diversity initiatives. So the regular assessment gather feedback from employees, identify areas for improvement and adjust strategies accordingly. The last one is the celebrating diversity. So celebrate natural diversity through events, workshops, and other initiatives. So this create a positive atmosphere that appreciates the richness of diversity practices. That's all. Thank you.
So now let's proceed to the cultural trends and its example. So do you know that the cultural trends in the workplace diversity are constantly evolving and reflecting changes in societal attitudes, the legal frameworks, and the organizational priorities. So there are some cultural trends with examples here. So I will discuss it. So in the cultural trend, we have emphasized of inclusion. So the trend of this emphasis of inclusion is organizations are placing greater emphasis on creating inclusive culture where all employees feel a sense of belongings. So example Anisha is the companies are implementing inclusive language policies, na provide og mga gender neutral facilities and foster sa mga sense community and employees resources groups. So next we have number 2 is the focus on equality. So ang trends and focus on equality is there is a growing recognition of the importance of equity, ensuring fair treatment and opportunities for individuals irrespective of their background. So example ani niya is ubang mga organization are conduct og mga equity audits para ma-identify and ma-address sa disparities in salary based on gender, sa ethnicity, or other democratic factors. And number 3 is intersectionality. So ang trend and intersectionality is there is an increased awareness of intersectionality, acknowledging that individuals may experience overlapping forms of discrimination or privileges. So one of example aning trend is current diversity of the and inclusion programs. Kay muna siya ang becoming as a more nuanced, recognizing and addressing the unique challenges and faced by the individual who belong to multiple underrepresented groups. So number 4 is we have the cultural competence training. So ang trend idea is the companies are investing in cultural competences training to enhance employees' understanding of different culture and promote effective communication. So example niya is kanang mga training programs na nag-cover sa mga topics. So next we have the flexible policies, the technology for illustration hiring, global diversity illustration, mental health and well-being, and there are trend and example of these cultural. Next, we have to discuss the 7-dimensional culture in a workplace. So, when considering a culture in a context of workplace diversity, you might be referring to dimensional that's specifically related to a diverse and inclusive workplace. So, there are 7 dimension in a cultural workplace. So first we have is the leadership commitment. So the leadership commitment is a diverse and inclusive initiative where it is vital. So the workplace culture that values diversity often starts with leaders who actively support and champion diversity efforts. Next, we have inclusive policies. So in this class of policies, the existence of policies that support diversity, the equality, and the inclusion is crucial. These include the anti-discrimination policies, the equal opportunity policies, and the documentation for the diverse needs. Next is we have the open communication. In this open communication, this is the essential for fostering an environment where individuals from diverse background feel comfortable sharing their perspective and experience. So, open kasi sila communication towards the others, especially to the workplace. Next, we have the training and development. So, training and development is providing diversity and inclusions. Training helps employees understand the importance of diversity, recognize unconscious biases, and develop skills to working effectively in a diverse teams. So next, we have the Employee Resources Groups, or ERGS. So here, ERGS is for establishing and supporting ERGS or infinity groups can provide a platform.
The Hofstede model, or the 6D model of national culture, is a way of understanding the culture of a country based on its cultural values. Developed by Professor Gert Hofstede, the model has been used to help organizations improve communication and cooperation between people from different cultures. There are 5 core dimensions. They are power distance, individualism and collectivism, uncertainty avoidance, career success and quality of life, confusion and dynamism. Power distance is the extent to which the least powerful members of organizations and institutions accept and expect the power is distributed unequally. Individualism on the one side versus its opposite. Collectivism is the degree to which individuals are integrated into groups. On the individualist side, we find societies in which the ties between individuals are loose. Everyone is expected to look after him or herself and his or her immediate family. Collectivists are people who are born into extended families or other in-groups, which continue to protect them in exchange for loyalty. Everyone grows up to look after him or herself and his or her immediate family only. Identity is based on the social network to which one belongs. Uncertainty avoidance deals with a society's tolerance for uncertainty and ambiguity. It ultimately refers to a man's search for truth. It indicates to what extent a culture programs its members to feel either comfortable or comfortable in unstructured situations. In the career success of masculine cultures, gender roles are clearly distinct, being asserted, tough, focused on material success are what is valued. Benevolence is subordinated to competition and survival of the fittest values. Mastery of job and related elements is more important than the relationship development. Masculinity versus its opposite, femininity, refers to the distribution of roles between the genders, which is another fundamental issue for any society to which a range of solutions are found. In the quality life of human cultures, social gender roles overlap. Both men and women are supposed to be modest, tender, and concerned with the quality of life. Being kind, cooperative are more important than winning. Emphasis on non-material aspects of success. Hofstede added Confucian dynamism, which he calls long-term orientation, as the fifth of his dimensions of cultural values. He explained that the values associated with Confucian dynamism were more future-oriented, whereas those at the other end of the scale were more past and present oriented. Long-term orientation, respect for traditions, adaptation of traditions to a modern context, respect for social and status obligations regardless of cost, respect for social and status obligations within limits.